Hello, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Elgakadu, the podcast where three friends come together and break down what's new in the Japanese music industry. This is the podcast for the week of January 24th, 2020. I'm your host, Ken, and with me we have Luna.
Hello, everyone.
And Gray.
What's happening, dudes?
Whoa, we're live.
Yay!
Woohoo!
But yeah, besides that, how have we been as of late? Let's start with you, Luna.
It's been interesting. We've had some crazy weather. We got rain and snow and very cold weather, and it's been a mixture of fun. At least we didn't get the ice like they said we would. So
That's good. How about you, Greg?
It's been a decent week. Just trying to get a few things finished before this weekend because I'll be out of town all weekend. Because it's my birthday, and my girlfriend's birthday is the day after mine, so we're both doing this big celebration thing, and we're going to be out of town. And so it's been a lot of the week's just been trying to get all the ducks in a row so we can just go off and have fun and not really have much to worry
Otanjobi
about.
omedetou.
Thank you.
Omedetou.
Yeah. But other than that, it's been a good week. Been hanging in there. How you been doing, bud?
I don't know. For me, I just did Podsaurus the other day. I was hosting that day or this episode, and it's interesting because you can physically just hear me stop trying to not say ongaku to you because I'm so used to hosting this podcast. I'm not used to hosting his. Because every single time I want to say ongaku to you and I want to say you guys' names. It doesn't really help that we had both Kill and then another lady whose name is Fangirl. She is a fantastic Twitch streamer. If you guys go check her out at twitch.tv/fangirl has no name. You guys can check her out there. But it's interesting because it was just a guy and a lady across from me. So just like this podcast. Yeah, Timber couldn't make it. His girlfriend was visiting.
Gotcha.
That son of a gun.
Well,
But yeah, what have we been listening to? Let's start with you, Gray.
this week I have been listening to mostly Arashi and just starting to get more familiarize myself with their music. Turning Up is still, I think, my favorite song that they do, but they have a lot of good music, and I'm really looking forward to a project that we're going to be doing later on in the year. I'm really excited for that. And other than that, I've been listening to next week's Music Corner, which I'm not going to say. I'll let that be a surprise for next week. And I have been listening to this week's Music Corner, which we will get to. And let's see, I'm trying to think. I've had Realize, which is the current Kamen Rider opening, on repeat. As much as I can listen to that song, I just listen to it on repeat. It comes out next week. I want the special edition. It actually came out Wednesday. But I really, really want the limited edition of that because it comes with a Progrise key, and I would kill to have that. But I'm broke, and thus for no Progrise key for me. So
I mean, that's how they get you. This is how they get you to buy the CD, because they have an extra gimmick item that's attached to it. Because when I was gonna say Kill You Hunter, Koryuger came on, they had that. The only way that you could get the actual version of the Blue Rangers Morpher is if you buy the CD. So. That's how they do it. Toei has been in the game for a very long time with this. They know what sells, and they know how to sucker people like you guys into the sell.
Well, they'd get my money. They'd get my money in a heartbeat if I had it. I want that so bad.
Stuff if the first press edition or something comes with something I want, I get suckered into buying it. I have so many posters and clear files and postcards and keychains and photo books because of extra gifts.
Which reminds me, have you been using the Clearfire folders that I gave you back in October?
Yes, I have. I've been using both Nanamizuki, and I used them. I had to go to some government center because I was buying a car. I had to get a tax waiver, and I had the Mizuki Nano one, and I got the weirdest looks because I had all my papers for it in there. And then I went to the driver's license bureau with the same clear file. My dad looks at me like, "Is that a folder?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a folder."
Yeah, that is a folder of the lady that I love.
I was so excited. I got some strange looks from people because I was using that, both of those, and I also have a Kudaki My one, and I was using that too because I have like house papers in one, driver's license bureau in one, car stuff, and I have like them all organized. So I've been using my clear files. I was using them at work, but then I got sad because I couldn't see them every day, and then I just stare at the folders, and I'm like, yeah, I can't use these. I need to use the Nellas.
Well, going on to you, what have you been listening to as of late?
A lot of hodgepodge stuff. So I finally broke out Arashi's best album that came out last year. Started diving into that. Also was listening to Sheena Ringo's latest best album that came out in November. Finally got to disc 2. And man, the difference in like all the songs, it just amazes me how many things she can do and how amazing her voice is. I just absolutely am falling in love with her again. And listen to Kodakumi record again because the concert's coming out, and I bought something very expensive of hers. And also some Girls' Generation. I got sucked back down the rabbit hole into being a Shoujo Chidai fan. SNSD. I watched their last Japan tour, and I forgot how much I love them. And I miss them. And then I started going on eBay looking for specials editions of stuff I didn't have by them. So I got sucked down their rabbit hole. And also was listening to the Music Corner, which we'll talk about later as well, and some of the Oricon. What about you, Ken? What has been in your ears?
Actually, the official Hige Dandism song, we'll talk more about that later. The Music Corner, actually, I've been listening to a lot of. And ironically, because of Rude Alpha, I've been listening to a lot of Spicy Soul. The Night is Still Young featuring Rude Alpha is an amazing song. I would highly recommend it. Besides
Nice.
that, I've been listening to also Polka Dot Stingray's latest EP, which is amazing, and I love it every so much. After that, Yunezu Kenshi with Uma Toshika again. I've been revisiting that, and then I just remembered how much I was straining of Umito Yude because of the annotating that he does use in that song. He uses it a lot in the chorus. But besides that, it's an alright song. I got to sit down and kind of critique it a little bit more closely than what I would have liked originally. And besides that, just the usual juicy playlist stuff. Actually went bird watching earlier today. I was listening to that, gyrating to Juicy in front of the birds. So I'm pretty sure the birds enjoyed that. Well, then again, they might have enjoyed that or Taboo. I don't know.
Taboo.
Taboo indeed. But besides that, let's continue on to some news here. And the first one is, it's actually going to be a while since I talked about the news. I haven't talked about the news in a long time.
Yeah, it has been a while.
It's been a good month, give or take. And first and foremost, it's going to be the lovely band The Learners announced that they will be releasing a brand new album called Hello Stranger on February 19th. This will be their latest album since More Learners back in 2017. Not much is known about it, but it'll always have the previously vinyl release track Always on My Mind, and we'll drop with 10 tracks total. You can check out more information about that on the site, and you can check out the music video for Always on My Mind on the site as well. And continuing on up to our lovely, lovely indie corner darling Nurka Taki, gearing up for their first major label debut album, Zoo. They dropped their music video for the track Yumere Dobu Nezumi on their official YouTube channel. It's going to be the first track for the album and will set the mood, so to speak. It originally debuted on their live show earlier a couple weeks ago, and Asahi commented that it's a very fun song to perform, and while the lyrics are nonsensical, they wanted a song that is very Narcry-Taki-like to kick off their new venture into the major label, which is really, really good. I would highly you guys to check out the music video for this because it is very Narcry-Taki and what we love about it. And then I just never noticed how attractive Mosa was ever since watching this music video. That weird little girl. But
Only vocally. Only vocally.
only vocally.
All right, moving on to our next artist. We are going to talk about one of Ken's absolute favorites who had something else happen this week. Congratulations to Lisa. She is now a lovely married woman. And yes, those are Ken's tears. So it is a sad day for the fanboys, but I'm certain she is happy in her love. But also, she is going to be releasing her live recording of her one-man live that happened at Yokohama Arena on April 29th. The name of the release is going to be called Live is Smile Always 364 plus Joker. And it is going to be released on March 4th. It's going to come in 3 editions, a standard DVD edition and a standard Blu-ray edition. And then there's a limited edition that's going to come with a bonus CD as well. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out on the site. And we also have a link to her Gurenge song because I just wanted to pimp that song out a little bit more. That's a fun song. Great. If you heard it on the Kohaku, you know how good it is. And yeah, congratulations, Lisa.
Continuing on to the next article here. And as a lovely Christmas gift to fans, the 3-member rock band Ikimonogatari dropped a small preview of their upcoming track, Try Again, on their official YouTube channel. Which was it was the lead song for the album We Do, which also dropped on that day also, and will be chosen to be the legal firm's You Can Do 2020 campaign song. You can check out more information about the song on our site and pre-order all the lovely editions on our site as well.
All right, moving on to our next article. We're going to be talking about a group that is both near and dear to my heart. We're going to be talking about Little Glee Monster, as they have announced their 5th album. It's going to be titled Bright New World, and it is set to actually drop relatively soon on February 12th, so it's just right around the corner. And it's going to be released in 3 editions. You can find out more on the site, and we also have a link to the music video Echo, which will be on the upcoming album. So if you really liked Echo and want to hear more of new Little Glee Monster, be certain to check it out. I'm really excited about this. Hopefully Sony will be very generous and let us have it on Apple Music so I can listen to it. That's the only way I'll be able to listen to it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get that overseas.
And continuing on up, it is the lovely 6-member idol group Nemryoka released the music video for their track Kimi no Yusudu on their official YouTube channel. Kicking the year off right, this will be the lead track for the group's self-debut album Nekuruda, and this is also the girls' very first music video too, so this is very interesting. And they will enchant everyone with their digital wonderland. You guys can check out for all the information about the music video and the album on our site. And the music video too.
Alrighty, and next up is Boa is back and showing off her mood with her latest Blu-ray and DVD. Popular Korean female vocalist Boa is bringing a brand new concert Blu-ray on February 19th entitled Boa Live Tour 2019 #Mood. The performance was held at Omiya Sonic City as part of her national tour that began on September 22nd of last year. It will feature new songs as well as some of her classic hits. And there will also be some bonus clips from rehearsals for the tour and backstage footage. The first press edition comes in a special slipcase packaging, and the bonus extras are still TBA. You can check out the cover and track listing on our site.
All right, moving on to our next article. We're going to be talking about Brian the Sun, who, if you're not familiar with, he did the first ending for My Hero Academia. He has revealed that he's going to be dropping a brand new mini album titled Orbit on February 26th. Orbit will have a total of 5 tracks, including their brand new song, Paradigm Shift. And we have pre-order links in the article, so if you are interested, you can check that out, along with the music video for paradigm shift because they went ahead and put it on YouTube. So you can go ahead and check that out and get a little taste for the whole mini album.
That indeed. And moving on up to the lovely Music Corner alum, Erie released the music video for her upcoming song, 24 to 25, on her official YouTube channel. Set to release this past week on January 22nd. This will be the latest release by Erie since Shade back in March of last year. You can check out all more information about that on the site along with the music video itself. It comes with a vinyl edition. I really want that in my freaking hands right now. That's all I'll say about that.
I wouldn't mind having that either. I love vinyls. All right, and with that, we will go on to our next one. Chihiro Onitsuka will stay silent no more with her all-time greatest hits album. She is a Japanese pop vocalist and songwriter and has announced her all-time greatest hits album to commemorate her 20th anniversary in the music industry. It will be titled Requiem and Silence and is set to release on February 20th. This will be her sixth best album and 14th album overall. It will contain all the title tracks for her 29 single releases. It will also include one unreleased physical track, along with a new song as well. Some of her most popular tracks will be included, which you can check out which ones are on our sites. And it will come in 3 gorgeous editions, which includes Premium Collectors, Limited, and Regular. You can check out what they all come with, as the Premium Edition is loaded with some special, awesome stuff. And that's what I already pre-ordered. And I'm crying because it hurts my pocketbook. But you can check out the track listings for every edition on our site. And also check out the trailer for her last Blu-ray and DVD release, Hush Hush Loud, that came out. Because it is fantastic if you don't have it. And next up, we have Millet proves herself once again with her latest mini album. She is a Japanese pop vocalist and up-and-coming artist, and has also been a music corner of ours. She proved herself once again with her latest mini album, Prover/Tell Me, which comes out on the 19th of February. It will be her 5th EP release. And it follows up her latest one, Drown/You and I, which dropped in November. Prover's the outro theme to the 2nd season of the anime Fate Grand Order Zetai Maju Sensen Babylonia. And it will be coming in 3 editions. 2 are limited and 1 is regular. You can check out which each edition comes with on our site. We have the covers up along with the track listing for each edition, and the music and the teaser trailer for Prover. And being honest, I love this song. I have already listened to it, and I've had it stuck in my head all week. It is amazing.
All right, moving on to our next article, we are going to be talking about Exile the Second. They have revealed that they are going to be dropping their very first greatest hits album called Exile the Second, The Best, set to drop on February 22nd. It's going to come in 6 editions total, and those limited editions look really nice. This will be a compilation of all of their singles since they debuted. So if you're interested or you're a big Exile the Second fan, I recommend giving this a look over. And yes, and if you're unfamiliar with Exile the Second, you can check out their song Yeah 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 in the article. All right, now moving on to the next part of our news. This is just going to be regular news, not necessarily new release news. Showmore, who is a Music Corner alumni, they have announced that they are going to be holding a release party for their brand new album, which is already out. So if you are interested in this, you can go ahead and grab it. But the new album is called Too Close to Know. So if you are interested in picking it up, you can check out the article. We do have a link in the article. And the party is already sold out, but...
All right, next up is Aimyon treats fans to a free viewing of her latest nationwide tour. Japanese pop vocalist and songwriter Aimyon held her latest tour, Aimyon, Tour 2019 Six Sense Story on December 18th at Yokohama Arena. And it has been announced that the said tour will be aired on February 29th at 2200 JST, 10 p.m. Japan time. And those of you who have Fuji TV2 Drama Animation and Fuji 2 Smart will be able to watch her largest one-man nationwide tour on television. Fuji TV Next will also be broadcasting various performances and events that Aimyon has appeared in during 2019 before the airing of the Yokohama performance that will be on the 29th. In addition to this, additional performances for Aimyon's tour have been slated for February and will be held at the Yoyogi National Stadium in Tokyo and Osaka Castle Hall in Osaka. However, the dates are still TBA. Although now that this is out, there might be some out. So I would check her official website, which is in the article, to keep an eye out for all dates and time for her upcoming events.
All right, moving on to our next article, we're going to talk about Mai Shiraishi, as she has announced she is going to be leaving the popular idol group Nogizaka 46. The upcoming 25th single will be Shiraishi's final performance as a member of the group. Set to come out in March, there hasn't been any details actually revealed other than that this is Shiraishi's last, but we will keep you guys posted when that happens. And Mai Shiraishi has been a member of the group since they started all the way back in 2011. So she's been one of the foundations of the group. She's been a pillar. So we'll see where the group goes now that she is no longer with them. After she leaves, there's only going to be 10 members left of that original generation. And moving on to our last piece of news for the week, we're going to be talking about Billy Idol. Well, the one of the members of Billy Idol, Poor Louie, who is the girl who actually founded Brand New Idol Society, BIS. She has revealed she was a member of Billy Idol, but she has now revealed that she is actually going to be starting her brand new group. She's going to step away from the singing side and do a lot more production. So she's going to be producing this group. Nothing too much is known about the upcoming project quite yet. It'll be interesting to see what she does with it. And she has said that she's been on stage for the past 10 years, and this is her first time stepping into a production role. And she's really excited. So we will see what happens with them.
But yeah, with that, let's move on to the Music Corner. And this week I took the lovely occasion of doing Music Corner, and it is going to be about Youmentbay. They are a twin vocal pop rock unit that formed back in 2017, and originally meeting in college, guitarist Yamaya and keyboardist Sakurai had the simple premise of wanting to create music that give a sense of freedom to roll with everyday life with that high. And they keep true to that promise with having light and euphoric compositions with beautifully crafted lyrical compositions to come with. They blur the lines with the lovely city pop and R&B style and keeps the listeners on their toes with several of their earlier works with alternative style, guitar-heavy tracks like Cider and Feast, but on a whim could flirt with the psychedelic compositions like with that of 30. While this is the first intergender twin vocal unit that we have covered on Music Corner, they set the bar pretty high for this caliber, with both vocalists, Sakurai and Yamaya, having a very, very great vocal range. They honestly can just go off and become their own solo artist if they need be. But it's interesting, and they are an experience that you guys just gotta believe. They released 2 EPs so far, Night Radio and Holiday in 2018, with a self-entitled album Youmentbay in 2019, which you can still purchase, along with several digitally released albums throughout 2009. They are looking to glide listeners to that freedom that they so-called promised. You can guys check out all the lovely things about their music videos on their website and their official YouTube or Twitter page on our site as well. So I want to hear what you guys have to say about Youmentbay, because Like I said, I like going back to the indie stuff quite a bit, and they still have that indie vibe. So I kind of want to hear what you guys think about that.
Yeah, I found them extremely interesting, and I know what you mean about the indie vibe because their music gave me that feel the whole time. And I think it's the composition and also the voices together. I think both artists, both of the twins, they could easily be solo artists. And that's the thing I find very interesting is that Sakurai has such a beautiful, unique voice, and then Yamaya has a really nice, smooth voice. And you could take each of them out of this group, and I think they could do well going solo. But I also feel like their voices complement each other in the songs they sing, and it goes very well together. And I love Sakurai on the keyboard. Seeing her do that live and keep her vocals the way she does is fantastic. It's just their style. I guess because it's not like pop, which is what I really enjoyed. As it sounds, I'm trying to think of. I guess you could say like pop with some R&B and a little bit of rock, kind of like a little fusion going on. And that's what made it interesting to me is seeing them all work together in their songs. And Sakurai's vocal range also is what grabbed me. Is my taste pulled more toward her, I think. It's because her vocals caught me. And it caught me a little bit off guard because I didn't expect that either. So I don't know. I found them very interesting. I really liked them, and I still don't know. I want to see where they're going to go from here.
Yeah, I will agree with Luna. I do want to see where they go. For me, I had a really hard time trying to figure out my feelings for this group. I listened to their album several times because I was trying to figure out if I liked them or not. And it was really hard because there's some songs that they do I really, really love. Their song, Al Sora, is absolutely amazing. I love that song to death. And that to me was a fantastic song. And I really enjoyed their two most recent singles that they released. So Feast and Iki o Tomete, I really, really enjoyed. I thought those are also two really, really good songs. But on the album as a whole, I had a hard time on a lot of their compositions. I like the direction that they're going in, but for whatever reason, like it just felt like there was just something about it. I just couldn't quite get it to come together. And to me, I going back and looking at the songs that I liked, they're a little bit more simplified. And I think with their album that they released, like they were really trying to do a lot, and that sometimes you get that with experimental music, and some people really, really like that. But I've always been of the theme when it comes to music, try to keep it simple. And I do think that their composition is just a little overcomplicated, but yeah, and that's fair. That's fair. I know I'm not consistent in that criticism because there's things that I like that are overly complicated.
Very hypocritical of you to be
like. Yeah, I know. I know. I am well aware.
Their composition is there was so much to it, and it made you really listen to what they were all doing.
Well,
I think that's what grabbed me.
Well, but see, I was trying to get like when I was listening to the songs, like I was trying to find like the melody and stuff like that. And there's times where it feels like the keyboard's doing one thing and the guitar's doing something else, and it doesn't always sound like they're working necessarily in unison. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it really helped. It made it a lot harder to find that melody that I was looking for. And that's why I was like just a little overcomplicated. I think if they scaled it back a little bit, they'd be great. And like I said, like the three songs that I called out, that's exactly what they do. They scale it back just that ever so slightly. And I really, really like those three songs. So I'm really interested to see what they do next. Like I said, I like their newer stuff. So it'll be interesting to see, like, because they're doing that fusion, maybe like as they do the thing, like they'll figure out that balance that works. And when they figure out that balance, I think they'll be amazing. But I think they still need to figure that balance out and work on it. So it'll be interesting to see where they go and what they do. But like this one was, I'm not gonna lie, this one was really really tough for me. But they are worth checking out. They are very unique and very original, and you're not going to quite hear another group like them, which I do deeply respect. So I do recommend go checking them out. And thank you, Ken. It was fun to go and listen and really stretch the mind and try to get in there and try to get in more touch with my inner music critic.
So I actually like their older music a little bit more. I just want to say I thought their first mini album was fantastic. But that could just be me. I guess some of my favorites were like Night Radio, which I loved, and I also really enjoyed True Insider from their Youmentbay album. I'll specify which one because they have several. But their Youmentbay album I thought was really good. But I also liked a lot of their other songs too. So, but it's interesting hearing their older music, and then you go to their newer music and you see the difference, and that over time, over that little bit of time they've changed. So I found that very interesting.
And we can continue on to the Oricon here. And this week was interesting, nonetheless.
Very interesting.
Really? You're going to say eh? Because I already know your number one song. That's how I feel about your number one song.
Well, it's my number one song, but I'm not crazy about it. I didn't go out and download it or plan on listening to it post-podcast.
I understand. But like I said, it is an interesting week nonetheless. And starting off with number 10, it's going to be Gorenge by Lisa. Nothing more we can say about it. It's a really solid song. It's getting that Kohaku bump. It'll probably be the last time we'll see it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it sold a lovely 19,695 points there. And going on up to number 9, it is I Love by Official Hige Dandizum. And this song is the best song on this week, no matter what anyone says.
I love this song. I mean, talk about I loved it, and as soon as this video dropped, I was all over this in a heartbeat.
I was indifferent on it. I didn't think it was bad per se, but I don't know. My mind wasn't blown when I sat down and listened to it. And I just think my expectations for this was a little higher than what the song ultimately lived up to. So I was fairly disappointed, but it's a solid song, and I mean it was good. I don't want to sit here and rag on the song because I did like it, but it just wasn't as good as like Pretender or Yesterday in my mind. So I was like,
I Love shows why they're popular, honestly.
Yes.
It shows why they're popular for that darn reason. But regardless, it sold a lovely 21,394 points. Released digitally now. It's not even released physically yet. So when it is released physically, we'll see a Pretender-like numbers probably.
More than likely.
But going on up to number 8, it is I'm Here by the Daichi Miura. And just like this photo that you see on the Oricon here for I'm Here, it is invisible, kind of like how Daichi's presence is for this song.
Yeah, you can't
find this. You can't find it anywhere. You will have to go to Japan and buy it.
Or buy it on CD Japan, but it was non-existent. I was looking for watching some previews on YouTube because I was considering buying it, and I couldn't find it. And I'm regretting not buying it now because I really want to hear the dang song.
Yeah, the small little preview that the Oricon does give out has a more dancey feel, so I figure you're going to like it regardless, Gray.
Yeah, and that was when I wrote the article for this. That was one of the big things is that he was wanting to have like a more dancey style song.
But yeah, regardless, I'm here. So they lovely 20,502 points. And going on up to number 7, it is Pretenders by Official Hige Dandizone, 26,284 points. Going on up to number 6, it is Hakujitsu by King New. Not much what we can say about this song. It's sold fairly well, so it's almost close to a year since it's been out, living out that Kohaku bump, so to speak.
Yeah.
But regardless, it sold a lovely 27,013 points. And going on up, it is Yatsoku by Rosalia. And yeah, the song was a disappointment in my mind. It's not bad, but it's Firebird. They turned up the point of being Firebird like. Their vocals are on point with this song, but the composition didn't match. It's a very, very slow song in my mind.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, Ken. I really felt like this isn't a terrible song. It certainly has its moments, but it is mildly decent, and it's a pretty solid single in and of itself. So I do think if you're a Rosalia fan, I would say it would probably be disappointing in that it's not amazing or on par with the rest of their stuff, but I still think if you're a fan of their work, you'll find some enjoyment out of this.
I mean, I'm a fan of the work, and I haven't found any.
I'd say it was okay, but it wasn't the best they've done. There's so many other songs that were better. However, I know what you mean about the composition because it did sound off in it, and that's probably what threw me from fully enjoying it.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. But regardless, Yatsoku sold a lovely 37,177 points. And going on up, it is Full Metal Trigger by The Rampage from Exile Tribe. Oh boy, we're going to have some talk about this. I already can see it in my mind's eye.
I doubt it. I'm the only one that liked it, and I can't defend much of it. I will say I enjoyed it. I liked the rap in it, but the bridge, in my humble opinion, I felt like the bridge in this song really ruins the song in a lot of ways, because as you listen to the song, there's a momentum that's building, and they slow down the song for the bridge, and it ruins all that momentum that the song had. And so it kind of kills the song in the middle of it. So I will say it's the Rampage, and they do their shtick. The dancing is great. The dancing is fantastic.
Yeah, but if I was to judge the song on its own merits, I'm not looking at the dancing, right?
No. Like if you were listening to this in the car, you couldn't judge them on the dancing. But yeah, this was my favorite song of the week, but I'm not going to sit here and defend it from any criticism it's about to get, because it deserves it. It's I enjoyed it, but it gets it's going to get what it gets.
Well, I mean, you're a pretty big fan of LDH regardless.
Yes.
I can kind of already see that. So anything that they kind of sound that's decently fairly well, you're going to like regardless of any criticisms that I'm going to have for this song. But, for Exile Tribes, for the Tribes sub-branding that they have, the Rampage is 0 for 2. Because I didn't like their last song, and I don't like this song. It's a mess. Like, they're more famously known as dancers, and that's very, very known in the music video. Vocally, man, I can't. It's not a fairly good song vocal-wise. And they're trying to be fairly, like, BTS-like. And I can't. It's not jiving very, very well. And I don't know why, because if it was like Sandame doing this exact same song, I think it would work for me. But that tells you about the vocalists for the Rampage. It's that they're trying to match this energy that the composition is doing, and they just can't do it, in my opinion.
As much as, and you're right, I do typically like the company and stuff like that, but it's like I told you guys, like, I'm not going to run out and download the song or plan on listening to it post-recording. Like, that's how much I liked it. So, yeah, like I totally get that. And I will say, like, they're, like, vocally, you're right. If anything, I would say they're passing. Like, they're just good enough to get the job done.
Yeah, exactly. And then it doesn't, and unfortunately, that's not what I expect out of the tribes groups
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah. And see, the thing that about Swag and Pride that I liked is I loved that hook that they had on that. That's why I liked that song. Was I felt like the hook was great, but vocally, I'm like, I mean, these guys are passing. I mean, they're not terrible. They're better singers than I am. I'm not going to sit here and lambast them all day, but they're just like they're just good enough to get the job done. And if you look at like Generations, the Fantastics, who, and I know that those two groups are billed more as a vocal unit, as this is a dance unit, but you're gonna need some solid singers in order to carry the group forward. Like because it's like Ken said, you have great dancers, and that's what group's known for, but that doesn't help you on the radio. And you can't dance to music in the radio. I mean, you can, but it's not safe. So it is. I no, I totally see the criticism.
So, I mean, vocal-wise, yeah, they can't pull it off. And I think that was my issue with the song, is it doesn't flow for me. Is the person who's trying to be the vocalist just falls with that. And it just didn't stick as far as the catchiness goes to it and the hook. I just feel like it doesn't grab you. And if I heard this in the radio, it would be like, what are they trying to do? That was my other thing. I just felt the whole song was all over the place. And it is more of a dance song, and I feel like the instrumental would be interesting. However, just hearing it with the vocals, it doesn't seem to fit. And yes, their dancing's fantastic, but that doesn't matter if you're trying to listen to a song. And the video's extremely well done, and I love LDH. Because Jay Sadame Soul Brothers, they're freaking amazing. And I would like to hear them do something like this, because I think their vocals would make a difference as to how this is. So.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, Full Metal Trigger sold a lovely 37,486 points. And I'm pretty sure we'll see them one more time before the fall. But regardless, continuing on up to number 3, it is the lovely Iski Takai Otome Jurema and Dakishime Tai by the good old Tsubaki Factory. So, this was the number 1 idol song for this week.
Yes, it was.
Because, I really do like Tsubaki Factory. What they're doing as of late, they're still fairly mainstream idol, but the composition that they do isn't really. It slows it down to what I want an idol group to be, and they have the vocals to match it.
Yeah.
Oh, I completely agree. Their vocals are amazing, and I enjoy a lot of their songs because they have cute songs, but they also show that they have vocal skills as well.
Well, and one of the things that I really enjoyed about this week, at least these two songs particularly, is they had the English translation of the subtitles. So if you're an English speaker, like, you can follow along with the songs, and you can read the lyrics and see what they're singing about. And I felt like the topics that both these songs touch on is very relatable. I will say I didn't enjoy these songs as much as I would have liked to, because I've liked some of Tsubaki Factory's older work. But I still felt like this is a solid performance nonetheless, and I felt like these girls did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I do agree. The lyrics are very relatable. I love the melodies of the songs. This isn't my favorite song Tsubaki Factory's done, but it's a very solid single, and I feel like these girls know how to release a solid single, as they're very well thought out. Their dancing is also good, but the melodies of both songs are nice. My only issue is that the song sounded a little bit similar composition-wise, besides the first song being slower, while the second song is a little bit more upbeat. So I did like the first one a little bit more, though. Like, composition-wise.
And the reason why they have all their songs in English is because Hello Project has a strict mandate for their international songs to have them also be in English. Hello Project is Morning Musume and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why the English is also there, but that's also because the good old Hello Project is full in effect there. But yeah, I understand both of your guys' things there, where they have better songs, but nonetheless, the song was a fairly solid track nonetheless.
Yep, 100%.
Regardless, this week it sold a lovely 76,443 points. And going on up, it is Magic Hour Kyuto Yonpun no Sanban Sen de Kimi o Matsu Runaway, the Japanese version. But Tomorrow X Together, or TXT, I think that's what they know. Obviously, this is a Korean group breaking into the Japanese market here. I believe this is their debut, and it sold fairly well for a debut.
Yeah, it done really well. And I mean, the song's not too bad. I mean, it didn't wow me per se, but I didn't think it was terrible. I felt like the vocals was pretty good.
I think
melody
the
was
B-side song, is amazing. Crown.
Yeah, Crown was a
like
much better song.
My favorite on that single. It was fantastic.
Runaways, I had a little beef with the chorus, but Crown was an amazing song.
I agree. This group actually, I think, had a solid debut single, and I found them they stood out a little bit more for me than some of the other Korean groups due to the fact that they didn't use any of the auto-tuning really, and their songs sounded a lot, they were poppy, but they also had great vocal range, which you really hear in it.
Yeah, they have really good vocal range, which is really important as of late because, Army, man, and they have really good dancing, but I don't know about that vocals with certain songs. But this could be just that how Tomorrow X Together had their song originally, but regardless, this is a solid hit.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, Magic Hour sold a lovely 91,176 points. And going on up to number 1, it is Souyu Koto Aru Yo Ne by SKE48. And for the love of God, Suda Akari, please graduate because this song was freaking horrible.
It is. It wasn't good. I didn't think it was
the intro. Good. Oh my god, I wanted to shoot myself with that intro.
Yeah, the first 15 seconds of the song it almost made my ears bleed. Just like, golly. And the whole song, I don't know if you guys picked up on this or if I was the only one that heard this, but it sounded like literally the entire song was just sung through some sort of audio filter that sounded god awful.
It's sad, This is supposed to be Suda Akari's big break. Her being the center, Jurina nowhere in freaking sight.
No.
But it shows that, unfortunately, SKE needs Jurina. And it's sad. It is freaking sad. And
yeah,
I don't even think Jurina would have been able to save this song, though.
I don't think so either.
Oh God, no.
Everything about this was just, it was a little cringeworthy. I kind of had to tune out a little bit in a song, which I don't do very often. But it was that, like you said, that first 15 seconds of it, it was... And that's the part that should catch you and make you want to listen to it, is when you first hear the intro is what draws people in. So that's what was hard for me, is that intro was not good, and it drew me out instead of drew me in.
Yeah, like I said, I will say that if you watch the music video, it was nice to see some new girls, but it did seem like they were featuring a lot of girls that you typically don't see, but I just did not like the song. I really just was like, this isn't remotely any good. It sounds awful. It's not even catchy. Like, if it was catchy, I could at least say, well, it's at least catchy. But you can't even say that because it's not. It's not catchy at all. Like I said, it sounds like the whole thing's been strained through some sort of audio filter, so it just comes out sounding weird on the other side. Like there was a couple of times where, like, the girls would be singing, and like I would just wince from just the way that the girls sounded. And I'm like, I know this isn't their voice. This has to be some sort of audio filter that they're literally putting the song through. And the music it sounds off the entire time. I don't know what the song's doing.
I'll say this much, once the song gets going, it's all right. But when it revisits that intro, and it does, it's horrible, and I can't. You know, I don't know what the 48 is gonna do. I think AKB is done. I think the 48 system is going to be done. I stick to that thing of by 2020, the end of 2020, I think the 48 system is done, because if this song is any preference to what's going to happen for the rest of the year, it's not going to be a good year. It's going to be a rough year for 48. And for the 46.
Oh, that's an understatement.
And for the 46, for that matter, with the pertaining news. But regardless, the 48 system is still a beast and sold a lovely 290,028 points. With that, let's continue on to the albums ever so quickly. Oh boy. So first off, it's the Heronesses, lovely anime group there, taking number 10, Sing Love by King Jung-ju. At number 9, Traveler, peeking its head once again. At number 8, Queens in Japan only. I guess it was the Japanese recording of the Queens concert that happened many, many years ago, back on number 7. Go With the Flow by Kimura Ishiguro. At number 6, Honeyworks with their Suki Yabaite Kohaku o character love songs. Ryu Imaichi with Zone of Gold. I was wondering how this was going to sell. This is the solo from one of the vocalists from Sandame J-Soul Brothers. Zero from Superfly, starting off the year out right, so good for her.
I'm so glad.
At number 3. Number 2, it's Zubiri by Zuto Bari Zutone. Anime, looks like Husbando. I can't look at that. What was this? Yeah,
Husbando.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it's Husbando. Yeah, I kind of looked at it. It said Danse Vocal Unit. I'm like, yep, it's Husbando. And taking number 1, it is Ceremony by King New, whopping in at a 38,047 points. By God, the Kohaku bump helped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it did.
so happy to see them on here. They deserve it.
Granted, this is the only way to physically own any of the songs that they've done for the past year, so that's also a good incentive to go and get it.
Mm-hmm.
Truths
Indeed. But yeah, with that, I want to thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of Ongakuriyu. You can find us at all the lovely social media sites at Ongakuriyu on Twitter and Instagram. You can find the site at ongakuriyu.com. You can find us on YouTube at just look at Ongakuriyu. Like, rate, subscribe, ding the bell for all that lovely stuff. Tell us how we're doing in the comments below. If you think that the army's going to come after me, yeah, I have a bad feeling the army's going to come after me. But yeah, you can follow our 2 affiliates, Kuryu Hunter. He is a scary streamer as of late, and he also holds the world records for Clock Tower 2 on the Wonder Swan, beating it at a lovely 5 minutes. So if anyone wants to take a look at that, you can check him out at twitch.tv/KoryuHunter, KYORYUHUNTER. You can also find our lovely affiliate Timbertaff. He streams in his own right, and you can check him out at twitch.tv/Timbertaff, TIMBERTAFT. You can also listen to our lovely gaming things called Podosaurus. This week we had a lovely special guest called Fangirl Has No Name. You can check her out at twitch.tv/Fangirl Has No Name. And you can look up the podcast just on YouTube only as of right now. You can look it up by just typing Kuryu Hunter, same as the Twitch link. I had a lot of fun doing it this week and hosting. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at OTYCan1. You can find Renford at RenfordD. And where can we find you, Gray?
You can find me at Ongaku Gray on Twitter, where I tweet about what I've been listening to, what I'm watching, and what games I'm playing.
And where can we find you, Luna?
You can find me on Twitter, My Anime List, and Letterboxd at LunaMaria87. And you can find me on Instagram at Nerdy Collector Luna.
I want to say thank you for listening to this week's episode of Ongaku to You, and have a great day. Aloha.
I hope everyone enjoyed this episode and that you all have a wonderful rest of your week. This is Luna signing off. Ja matane.
And this is great. Hope everyone has a great week. We'll see you guys next time.